Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Yes, people, what is going on? Big up yourselves each and every time, and welcome to a transfer update show. It's basically a Kop-Ish catch-up, and yeah, we need to talk. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Big up to everyone watching wherever you are around the world. If you're watching from England, it is Bank Holiday Monday today, and there's quite a lot of stuff that's unfolded over this weekend. I see everybody jumping in. Big up yourselves each and every time. Love as always, people. Man, like Jamie in the building. Big up yourselves each and every time. But we got quite a lot of stuff to talk about. We really do. We should definitely be back this evening for Monday night show. So there's another show. So we're bringing you two shows today. You know how we do. Got to work hard on these bank holidays. No rest for the wicked. But as everyone filters in, please do make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and yeah, Monday night show should be happening tonight, people. Everything should be all good, but I just wanted to talk about these transfers because I've been thinking about them over the weekend, and I woke up and there was a few more this morning that have hit. So as you can see here, according to the Spanish media outlet AS, I'm not sure. I mean, they must be credible because Dave wouldn't really talk about them if they're not. But the Barcelona sporting director, Deco, has already met with Diaz representatives. How's he managed to do that without being given permission? To explore the possibility of a transfer. What are you lot's thoughts on this? I personally think it's a mistake to let him go. I can tell a lot of other people already think that he should go. Yeah. For me, the conversation about Diaz will always come down to what do you want out of your player. Everybody seems to be extremely obsessed with GA, apart from when it comes to Darwin. And his GA isn't as good as people think he should be. So everybody is like, yeah, let him go, let him go. Sure, and I do get that playing for Barcelona would be a dream move. For most South Americans, playing in the Spanish league and playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona is always a dream. That isn't like a kind of myth. That's a real thing. They grow up. They are the teams that they love, where they have the most affiliation. And you can understand why he would want to go and play there. You truly can. He won't be the first South American that we've lost to Barcelona or to the Spanish league. But why is everybody under the assumption that he wouldn't cook for Slot? Why is everybody not under the understanding that he had a very difficult season? He's been at Liverpool for 2.5 seasons, yeah? And in those 2.5 seasons, one of them, he was out for the entire season pretty much with a bad knee injury. And then this season, his parents were kidnapped. The first 6 months, he absolutely cooked, and everybody knew where I was coming from and agreed he was one of the best players to come to the league. First 6 months, everybody was like, yo, I can't believe what a beast we've got. And even opposition was saying, Diaz could quite possibly be the best left winger in the league. That was the first 6 months, everybody was in agreement with that. And then he's had 2 absolutely crazy seasons at Liverpool in terms of what's gone on, what's happened to him. But no one wants to take that into consideration. No one wants to add the context. Everybody just wants to say, G ain't good enough, get rid of him. Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I just think it's crazy. I just think it's crazy to dismiss what a super talent this guy is and just want to ship him off. But look, we'll see how this unfolds. I don't think Barcelona can afford him. This is the thing as well. Like, everybody's like, oh, yeah, sell him. Sell him for how much? In this current market, how much? I mean, it's like, big up Sleepy. He's 27. So he can't be a project player anymore. I get that, bro. But 27 isn't old. And I don't think he's a project player. I just think he's a player who's gone through a lot. He's gone through a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gone through a lot. Barcelona don't have the money. But we all know Barcelona's money problems. Where are Barcelona going to find the money? Because I'm telling you now, if we let Diaz go, How much are we selling him for? I can see a few people saying around 60 million. Barcelona can't afford that. Barcelona can't afford that unless he's going to be the only player they buy and they're going to ship a few players off. But we know that won't be the case. So, I mean, are you taking like 45 million just so that he goes? I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see. I do find it very strange that no one believes that he can come good. But yeah, we'll actually see how this one unfolds. But I've got a very, very big belief that he will go. I think he will go. I think there's too much talk. There's no smoke without fire. I think he'll go. Can Barcelona afford him? I don't know. And we shouldn't be doing them any favors by giving them a knockdown price or anything like that. With all due respect, F Barcelona. But yeah, those are the reports that are coming out of I mean, big up Dave OC as well. This one is a quite interesting one. Talking of the whole situation, big up to anything Liverpool on this one, coming from Ben Jacobs. Liverpool will not move for Newcastle United winger Anthony Gordon this summer. Now, a lot of people obviously want Diaz out. Some people have been crazy enough to believe that Anthony Gordon is a better player than Diaz. What kind of, like, what's that twilight zone? What kind of twilight zone am I living in where people think Anthony Gordon is better than Diaz? Why? In what world is Anthony Gordon better than Diaz? I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's clearly a good player. 12 months ago, nobody would have even sniffed at this shoot. In fact, people were actually laughing at the fact that Newcastle had all this money. They're this big, oil-backed, country-backed team now. And this is the type of player that they're buying. And now, all of a sudden, he's good enough for Liverpool. F out of here, man. And no chance. I'm so glad to hear this news. I'm sorry. He is a basic winger. He is literally Theo Walcott. Theo Walcott had very decent finishing, but was just all pace. That is what Anthony Gordon is. And that's very effective for a team like Newcastle, yes. Liverpool level? Get out of here. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. After one good season in the league, I'm not having it. People are way, way too quick to jump on bandwagons. And again, all due respect to anybody who has this opinion, of course. But Anthony Gordon, do people really think this guy is big enough to be? And the thing is, Ali, I hear you. He's a Liverpool fan. If he's a Liverpool fan, why was all this animosity happening towards us whenever we played against him? When he played for Everton and when he's played for Newcastle, he dives, he cheats, he does all kind of crazy antics. He celebrates to hell when he scores past us, like an eruption of celebration when he scores past us. That doesn't look like the type of guy who's a Liverpool fan to me. If I score past Liverpool, I'd be happy because I've scored, but I wouldn't act the way he does. Look at his antics. Look at the diving. Look at the way he plays against us. Does he look like a Liverpool fan to you? Fuck Anthony Gordon, with all due respect. But yeah, I am very, very happy to hear the news that he is no longer on our radar because he is not good enough to play for Liverpool. And I'll be honest with you guys, if we are going to let Diaz go, who is a special talent, forget the GA for a second, is a spectacularly talented footballer. We're upgrading for Anthony Gordon. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let's not let that be the standards that we set for ourselves, people. On to some bigger news, or better news, should I say, right now. I'm not really sure how people are going to feel about this one. I have heard a few people talk about this. This one comes from Tuto Sport. Big up Anfield edition again. Liverpool have been bewitched by Atalanta midfielder Ederson when scouting the Sevilla side this season. Obviously, Atalanta have had a brilliant season. And we know he actually played well. Whenever we've watched him play as well, I do think he's a very talented footballer. Is he good enough to be the player that Liverpool go for, though? I'm not sure. People, what we saying? What we saying, people? Do we like this? Do we want this to happen? How we feeling? I'm seeing in the comments people are agreeing. People like him. Like I said, I do think he's a good player from what I've seen. I don't know enough about him to jump on the train just yet. But again, where would he fit in? What's the situation? And again, how do we feel as well about quite a few of these sources coming from reputable people? Because Slot isn't even in the door yet, so I know they haven't spoken to him about transfers. But as much as we have a committee, is it not also important for what the manager wants? If we're already looking at players and we're already looking to bring in these players without the manager's approval, what road are we actually going down? Because I want a committee. I don't want it to be just one man has all that power. I want it to be a committee-based thing. But the manager definitely should get last veto. He's the one who's got to coach the player. He's the one who's got to work with the player. We can't just be doing a Chelsea here and bringing in players the manager don't even know or don't want, or he's just got to put up and shut up. So how do we feel about the fact that we're actually being linked with quite a lot of people from reputable sources and our manager isn't even through the door yet? I mean, maybe they're literally just going to provide him with a big dossier the minute he walks in the door and be like, look, go through this. Who do you want? These are the players we recommend. That is a possibility, and I hope that's so. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I definitely want the manager to have a veto if he doesn't believe the player can completely do what he wants to do. Big up Jay, as always, says, out of the tech era, does Diaz... out of tech... basically, I'm guessing Jay's asking, what does Diaz do apart from be skillful? Bro, that isn't all he does. Come on, man. That isn't all he does. He occupies defenders. He constantly causes a threat all the time. He keeps defenders honest. He's always one of our most, if not our most dangerous player. This is a crazy thing as well, people. We have to remove ourselves from just thinking about the goal contribution. And we have to also think about things outside of that. A job he's asked to do. The job he was asked to do definitely involves him creating space for others, him pulling defenders out of position. Should his decision making have been a lot better? 100%. 100%. I'm not denying some of the things that people are saying. I think he should make better decisions in a lot of his scenarios. But there's times he makes brilliant decisions and other people just mess it up, whether that be by accident, on purpose, should have done better, whatever the case may be. I've seen loads of times when he's pulled it back and somebody's missed it, he's crossed it, somebody's messed around. And I do think that the kind of frantic pace that we played at under Klopp did kind of make some of our forward players be a little bit less composed than they should have been. Due to the nature of the mentality that we've been playing in. But again, he's been through some stuff as well. I'm just saying he's a supremely talented player that I'm sure Klopp would want to work with. So, I mean, Slot would want to work with. But, yeah, I don't know. Jay also goes on to say he isn't a threat if he can't score or assist. But he does score an assist, bro. He just doesn't score an assist at the rate that people want him to. But he does score an assist. In fact, let me just have a quick gander at what his final statistics were for the season. And I know everybody's going to try and do the disrespectful thing and then go, oh, some of those in the Europa League. Isn't it that you have to just do what's in front of you? I mean, a few people have been saying he's almost 28. He isn't almost 28, guys. His birthday's in January and we're in May. So he only just turned 27. You see what I'm saying? And I'm never going to name names or point things at anyone, but do you see what I mean when I say, like, sometimes if agendas want to run, agendas can run. People saying things like, he's almost 28. He's only been 27 for 4 months. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, do you get what I mean? Like, but people will move how they want to move. You also got to remember that he can play either side as well. Okay, so for this season, he ended on 13 goals and 5 assists. For the season, 8 goals and 5 assists in the league, which if I'm not mistaken, probably still puts him in like the top 5 definitely top 10 for wingers this seaon. Just off the top of my head, what wingers would have got more than that in the league? Saka, obviously. Anthony Gordon, Leon Bailey. I can't be asked to go and look at a stat. So if anybody can think of anybody else, who else? Palmer, obviously Salah, but he plays for us. But this is what I'm saying. So he's still in the top 10 for statistics for the season, and we've actually only named 6, one of which plays for us. Bowen played up front for a large portion of this season, so I'm not counting Bowen. Son plays up front. I'm not counting Son. And I'm not saying there aren't players that are better than Diaz, but I'm saying you have to go. We're talking about one-off seasons for a lot of these guys. Let's be real. Like, for a lot of these players, this is a one-off season until they, like Palmer, absolutely brilliant, still only his first season. Gordon, brilliant season, first good season. Bailey didn't look good at all before Emery came to the club. People were saying he was a flop. Like, we have to remember, we can't just go off the one season thing. We're talking about, have these guys been doing this consistently? The only one who's done it consistently is Saka. Obviously, apart from our own Mo. So I'm just saying, man, don't be too quick to write off a player. 13 goals and 5 assists in all competitions for me isn't spectacular. No. But 18 goal contributions from a guy who went through what he went through can't be, it also can't be, you know, disrespected either. Anyway, we'll move on from the Diaz one. And we'll keep it pushing. But yeah, I can see a few people are happy with these links to Edison, though. So we will see where that one lands. From what I've seen of him, he definitely does look good. There's no doubt. But to be a Liverpool player, I'm not sure. Back to Diaz again. Jay says, is top 10 good enough to win the league? Is 8 enough? Yeah, it is enough if everybody else is contributing, bro. It is. Honestly, it is enough. Should it be more? Yes. But from what we just listed, and I don't even know if those are facts. Obviously, we're just going through it. Like, did Leon Bailey actually get more than 13 goal contributions this season? Off memory, it seems like he did because he's playing brilliantly. I don't actually know if it even factually did. But it's not just about Diaz. It's about everybody all playing their role within the team and him bringing more. And that's what I said. Why is it that when we talk about Diaz, and this is the one thing I want people, I just want some consistency here. If we're talking about Núñez, I get told I can't talk about his goal contributions. I have to talk about only his goals. And then when I talk about Diaz, who's a winger, people say, oh, who cares about his goal contributions? He's not good enough. It's like, so why are goal contributions okay for one and not for the other? I know one's a striker, one's a winger, but they're still forwards. They're still playing the same team. Why do we have to do that? Because it suits agendas. But anyway, let me just actually look quickly and just check Bailey, just out of curiosity as to what he actually did get in the league this season. What actually were Leon Bailey's statistics this season? He's had a brilliant season on the eye test, by the way. Leon Bailey's been brilliant this season. Wow. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. You see, like, how sometimes perception can be misleading. He's got 10 goals and he's got 9 assists in the league, which is amazing. But that is only 2 more goals than Diaz and only 4 more assists. So yes, it's 6 goal contributions more overall, which is obviously good. But is that enough to, like, start doing the whole, Bailey over Diaz, Bailey over Diaz? I don't know. I really don't know. But hey, big up yourself, Jay, though. I understand where you're coming from. And obviously everybody's allowed their opinion. I just disagree with it. Somebody just asked, was Bailey injured? I'm not sure if he was injured, but he played over 2,000 minutes this season and made 35 appearances. So I don't think he was injured. If he made 35 appearances out of 38 games, he can't have been injured. Like, where at what point would he been injured? Do you know what I mean? So I don't think. And I mean, even looking at Leon Bailey, and again, I'm not even trying to like put Leon Bailey down. He's had a really good season, but he played 11 games in the conference and only scored 2 goals. He got 4 assists. Like, the conference is a really low level of European football that everybody goes, oh, Nunes and Diaz are scoring in the Europa League. With all due respect, that's a low level of football. Conference is an even lower level of football, and Bailey hasn't got good statistics in that. I'm just saying, you can point agendas and run them however you want. Do you know what I mean? That's just, it's a very easy thing to do in life. But we move. Moving on to, and nobody can tell me Leon Bailey's a better footballer than Diaz. I'm not having that. Shout out to my fellow Jamaican. I love Leon Bailey. There's nobody sitting here telling me he's a better footballer than Diaz. Not a chance. But anyway, let's see how you feel about this news, people. Again, I'm not too sure on the credibility of the source, ADNL. If anybody knows how credible they are, then let me know. But Somerville will almost certainly be leaving Leeds this summer. And Liverpool are one of the Premier League sides. I mean, again, no smoke without fire. We know. I don't know if it's because we've got a Dutch manager coming in while we're being linked with him so heavily. That would be really lazy. But we have been linked with him a lot. We really have been linked with him a lot this season. How are we feeling if this is the guy that comes in? How do we feel about Somerville, guys? Is he Liverpool level? Is he good enough? What are people feeling about him? I'm really not. I don't fully know myself. I can see the talent of the kid. Absolutely, without a doubt, you can see the talent of the kid, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure how I feel about if he was to come in and be a Liverpool first team winger. I'm really not. Yeah, I'm really not. By the way, just for some context, I'm just trying to do 2 things at once here as well, guys. Trossard did not get a better GA than Diaz in the league this season. And again, I know a lot of his appearances would have been a substitute. I get that. But no, Trossard isn't above Diaz, so we can scratch that one off the list of people who finished the season with more GA, wingers who finished the season with more GA than Diaz in the league. But yeah, Somerville. How do we feel about Somerville, guys? I'm not quite sure. Big up Skip 2 says, if Diaz is off, we need Bakayoko. Plenty of depth. Left wing. Big up yourself for 11 months a member as well. Big up yourself, bro. I'm not sold on him, you know. I'm not sold on Bakayoko. Not yet. I'm not doubting that he's a good player. I'm just not. I would be extremely disappointed if that was who we went and bought. I really would. Yeah, how much would you have to pay for him? And I don't know. I'm really not sure. And again, this is what's crazy as well. I'm not even saying that the people that are saying if you compare the minutes, which obviously I don't have time to go through now, then the situation could look a little different with regards to appearances over minutes. I get that. With regards to like the minutes certain people have played, we're doing a comparison, but nobody wants to hear that with Nunes. Do you know how many minutes less Nunes has played than all the people are comparing him to? Ollie Watkins, Haaland, all of these guys have played 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 more minutes than Nunes this season. But nobody gives a shit about context when it comes to that. It's just Nunes ain't good enough. This is what I'm saying. If we're going to play the game, guys, let's always make sure that we're consistent and let's make sure we keep the same energy. Nunes only played 2,000 minutes in the league this season, and people like Ollie Watkins played like 3,500 minutes. But everybody wants to just say Nunes isn't good enough. Look what Ollie Watkins did. Ollie Watkins nearly played double the amount of time that Nunes played. Nobody cares about context when they have the agendas to run. Like, honestly, guys, all I'm doing is trying to make sure we always keep the same energy. That's all I want here. I just want people to keep the same energy. Yes, we all know there are chances Nunes has missed that have been horrendous and he should have done better with. But if we want to do one for one, let's make sure we do one for the other. He nearly played double the amount of time. Ollie Watkins nearly played double the amount of minutes that Nunes played in the league. Nearly double. But nobody cares about that. They just go, no, Ollie Watkins got this many goals and Nunes only got this many goals. So let's not keep on going round and round in circles on that one. Big up Zwani. I hope I've said that right. The Diaz disrespect is real. Bakayoko is bang average. Yeah. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I'll call him bang average, but big up to you though. I do think that the Diaz, people saying that they want Diaz to go, and the people they're asking us to replace him with it's a bit of a mad one. It's a bit of a mad one. But yeah. Let's move on to the next topic though. All right. And I'm not even trying to call you out, Cat Sandy. Big up yourself. I always appreciate your opinions. Would you swap Mateta then? Would you take Mateta at Liverpool, bro? Is Mateta good enough to play for Liverpool? I mean, come on. I mean, 96 views. Trossard got 17. We're talking about in the league because everybody seems to tell me that I shouldn't be counting Europa League goals. So we were doing the league, bro. And Trossard didn't get 17 goals in the league. He got 11 goals in the league. Or 12 goals in the league, which is decent. I'm not saying it's rubbish. It's decent. But a lot of those were a super sub. Now, some people could say, oh, that's brilliant. But even Arsenal fans have said when Trossard starts games, he doesn't really seem to have an impact. Like I've heard Arsenal fans say it themselves. Trossard is not good enough to be a starting lineup winger for us, but he's brilliant when he comes off the bench. He's a good impact player. So he comes off the bench and he impacts games. That's brilliant. No one would have ever swapped Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for, I don't know, Dwight York or Andy Cole. Brilliant substitute. Made a career out of it. What happened when he used to start games though? It wasn't the same. So I'm just saying, let's not start doing the Trossard is better than Diaz. We're not going down that road, are we? Is this the road that we're going down? Trossard is better than Diaz. Does everybody actually believe that? And this isn't me trying to shade Trossard. I think he's a good player. But come on, man. If Liverpool... All right, here's what I want people to let me know. If Trossard was the one who Liverpool bought to replace Diaz, tell me you'd be happy with it. Tell me you'll be happy with that. Not only that, if Diaz isn't necessarily good enough to be Liverpool's first 11 winger, he's definitely good enough to be our backup and be in the squad and be in a part of the rotation. So why can't we keep Diaz and go and buy somebody you think is better and then improve the squad? That's how you win things. That's how you create a squad that can go in and win things. If you just do one in, one out, you're not really ever improving the squad. You might be improving the first team, but you're not improving the squad. Why can't Diaz become a squad member? I'm just asking questions. And for the people that are saying they would take Trossard over Diaz to be a first team winger for Liverpool, that's balmy for me. That's balmy. But again, big up yourselves. Everyone is allowed their own opinion. I appreciate everyone's opinion. Just disagree with it. And this is not transfer related. But obviously, this is something that we need to talk about because it's coming in and reporting that from Lynch, big up our brother David Lynch as well, each and every time, that Ruben Peters will be joining Arnie Slot and Spike at Liverpool. For anybody, because I didn't really know too much about him from a personal point of view. So I did just do a quick Google on him. And he's following Slot from Feyenoord. He's the performance manager there, fitness coach, performance manager, whichever way you want to look at it. So let's hope that, he comes in and he does help. Injuries and stuff like that, these are things that we worry about. So if the fitness coach can come in and can help with that. And again, I'm not too sure how good he is at his job. I'm guessing this is more Slot just bringing the people he knows with him, which happens all the time. It happens all the time. So I'm not surprised at it at all. But yeah, if anybody knows, anyone in the comments knows, let me know if you know much about him, know how good he is at his job, etc., etc. He's a young man as well. But you know, in terms of in the footballing world, he's only 32. That is very young in the football world. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm not going to judge him just yet. I don't know too much about him. But yeah, that is Slot bringing somebody with him who he personally obviously knows, understands. But yeah, yeah, a couple of people are saying that he's Pep Lijnders remixed. How I think that was the age Pep Lijnders was when we got him as well, wasn't he? If Lijnders was at Liverpool for 10 years and he's 42 now, yeah. So that would have been the age that Lijnders came in as well. Slightly different, but yeah. I'm starting to get more and more excited as the morning of Klopp leaving is going. As you lot know, I am excited about Slot coming in. I am. So yeah, the more things start to become a reality, the more I'm starting to just think what will be. Seeing them man there roll up at the Formula One today as well, and that Verge, Trent, and them man there having a well-deserved rest. Swani also says, performance-wise, let's rate our front five. You know what? Maybe we can do this tonight for the Monday night show, bro. Maybe we can do hold tight and let me everybody make sure they remind me if I forget during the show that at some point during the show we can do this. I mean, you can go back and watch the breakdown that we did as well from the season, but yeah, guys, I'm not too sure how everybody's feeling about all of these transfer rumors overall, but they are starting to pile in a little bit now. They are starting to pile in a little bit, as we all know they would, because of what the situation is. And just quickly, I just want to leave on this note. Big up Man City on their absolutely legendary parade of winning number 4 after bottling the FA Cup final against your United. So big up these man, innit? Big up these man. Look at the party. Look at them getting down. Oli, oli, oli. Oi, oi, oi. I said oli, oli, oli. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, man. Oh, Man City. Just admit it, man. It means more. It means more. And it always will. And it always will. And as I told you, look, Pep Guardiola won't be here for much longer. And it's official. This is his last season. So Man City fans, enjoy it while you can. And how'd you like those apples? Because you laughed your ass off at us losing Klopp. What the fuck are you going to be without Pep? Because you ain't got heritage. You ain't got history. You haven't got any of those things. What you've got is 115 charges. So hold that and enjoy it while it lasts. You heard? Oh, my days. But anyway, people, we will be back later for the Monday night show. Big up yourselves each and every time. Big up everyone who's joined in. Love as always. Please make sure you do smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, and we'll be back later on. Big up your damn selves each and every time, people. Big up everyone who's supered, and we will be back probably around usual time tonight, guys. Probably around usual time, somewhere between 8 and 9, somewhere in and around there. But yeah, big up your damn. And it's a 115 man was at the parade. What kind of parade is that? Have you actually seen how unmotivated the fans were in that parade? Obviously, I'm bantering them. It's all fair and love and war here. But like, have you lot honestly seen how little effort the fans seem to care? Talk about complacency. What are they doing? Are they just acting like they're just going to win it every year so they don't need to celebrate when they win it now? Is that what they're saying? Oh, because this is about to dry up. Best believe when Guardiola goes, your consistent run of winning things is about to dry up. So you hold on tight. and you cherish these memories because you might be looking down the road in 10, 15 years and these are the only memories that you have. It means more. The fuck out of here. I'm out, people. Peace.